Hey YouTube, Ihilani here. I am at 30 weeks pregnant today. Whoa. 10 weeks to go, and I cannot believe how fast this pregnancy is going. But at the same time, I'm like dying to have this baby already. Like, I don't want to wait any longer. So for those of you who are, early on in your pregnancies, believe me, it goes by fast. That's what I think anyway. Like, I felt like it was just yesterday that I was at 12 weeks and, like, not showing at all and wondering when I was going to get my baby bump and all of those things. So it comes by fast, so enjoy it. Symptoms for this week. I have what I think is sciatic nerve pinching. It started on Thursday and it was really, really bad on Thursday, like constantly. I think she's moved down, so like all of the action is happening like right in my pelvic area. And so she's like, it feels like literally like she's trying to like punch through my mucus plug or something. Like literally, it's crazy. It was really scary. I don't know, I thought she was gonna like fall out or something when it first happened, but she didn't. So, but it was really weird. And then because she's, kicking and hitting me much lower now, every once in a while when I walk, I'll get shooting pains down my leg. It happens mostly on my right side. It's more startling than painful, but it still does hurt. So, but it's not as bad as I hear it can get. So, I'm not gonna complain too much. My toothache came back a couple of days ago. I finally just got fed up with it already. So I called a dentist and I have an appointment tomorrow. But it's like $88 just for him to like look in my mouth and see what's wrong. And then, and then like $22 for an x-ray, which I double checked if it was safe or not, and it's safe. And then like, yeah, that's just to diagnose the problem, not even to fix it. So yeah, toothache came back, but it went away today. It'll probably come back sometime next week if it follows its normal pattern. It's really weird. I've had a hard time sleeping because of my toothache mostly. Getting up and having to pee hasn't been too bad. I think my record is 3 times in one night, so not too bad. And I can usually get back to sleep fairly quickly after I use the bathroom. But it does suck to be interrupted. It's really, really hot. I'm just dying. At night it can get down to 60 degrees, and like we don't have heaters or anything or insulation, and so if it's 60 degrees outside, then it's 60 degrees inside, and I'm like sleeping without any blankets or anything. Like, it's just hot. My legs feel weaker. Like, I feel like I can't walk for as long as I used to. Like, really, like I feel like my weight is getting to my legs. So it's not really comfortable to be walking for long periods of time, even though my husband constantly bugs me to exercise. I'm just like, okay, well, like a pregnant person's version of exercise is not your version of exercise. So, like, don't expect me to be running like 3 miles and, I mean, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. But I explained it to him and he's like, okay, I won't bug you about it anymore. So, but I really do need to be a little more active. I'll give him that much. Let's see, like I said, the baby feels like she's a lot lower. I don't know if you would actually be able to see it. I don't think she's dropped necessarily. But sometimes it does feel like she is head down and she's like turning her head in my pelvis, and it feels really weird. Let's see. She's not moving as much as she did last week and in the weeks previous. She, let's see, she moves mostly in the morning and at night. I'll notice that when I wake up, she won't be moving, but I think she'll notice that I've woken up and she'll start moving, which is kind of cool. And then at night, like after I eat, I'll lie down and she'll just go crazy. So yeah, it was a little weird to not feel her very much during the day, like I'm used to. But as long as she's moving sometime, that's fine with me. Let's see, this past Saturday, my husband and I went to our first natural birth class, and we're doing a condensed version because the hospital that we chose to give birth at, it's actually a birthing center. So anyway, we went to the birth class, and Saturday was the first of 2 days, so we go back this upcoming Saturday for the second half of the class. Saturday was mostly lecture about the physiology of birth, and I really enjoyed it, but there wasn't really anything new that I learned because I've really been reading up on it a lot. But what I did appreciate was it was taught by a doula, and what I appreciated was her attitude and how she encouraged a positive attitude about birth and labor and pain. You know, when she kind of explained the difference between labor pains and, you know, just like normal pain, and how pain usually is a signal to us that something's wrong and that we need to fix something, like my toothache, for example. But labor pains are not in the same category as pain, and she even went so far as to say it shouldn't be called pain, but it should be called something else. That's a little more productive than the word pain, because harder contractions, not the kind that are induced by Pitocin, but natural contractions that are hard, are actually productive contractions, and so it's not something that we should be afraid of. I just feel, after going to the first day of class, I feel a lot more empowered. I know I mentioned that I'm not really afraid of labor in previous videos, and but it really made me excited to be in labor. As weird as that sounds, my husband was really excited for it too. Like, he's not as nervous as he was, and he feels like he has a role to play, and it's a significant role. I really want him there with me. I want his support. I need his support, and I just think it's going to be this beautiful bonding experience for the two of us, and then for our baby when she comes. And so I'm really all about being super positive about the whole thing. I don't like I don't like when people say, oh, well, you know, you don't know what you're talking about because you haven't done it before, or, oh, believe me, you're going to be screaming for that epidural, or things like that. I mean, I just don't need that, because I really do trust my body, and I feel like everything's going to be fine. This is going to be probably a 2-part video. We'll see. Maybe we'll just stop right here.